Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I'm so hyped to be making this video because I get to prove people wrong about— I'm just kidding, I don't really care about people's opinions on my skills in Overwatch. I know what I'm worth in Overwatch and my skills in competitive. Some days you have good days, some days you have bad days. But real quick, I want to talk about my history in competitive Overwatch because it will lead up to what I want to talk about, which is getting carried in competitive Overwatch. Because at the beginning of the season, I was placed in about high silver, about 1900, which is pretty mediocre. It's very mediocre, just like my life in real life. But then I slowly start to learn a little bit more about Overwatch. I got into gold, and yeah, it was okay. I was still learning, but it's still really bad. Once I hit that platinum threshold, that's when I really started to take off and started to learn everything about competitive Overwatch, about team comps, about ultimate combinations, getting behind the Reinhardt shield, how to play Mei's wall, just everything that goes into competitive Overwatch. And then I climbed all the way up into the platinum, and I was like kind of stuck in elo hell a little bit, but then slowly but surely I staggered my way up all the way to diamond, which my season high is about 3017, somewhere around there, and I was pretty proud of that. But then like about a month ago, for whatever reason, I had a terrible 2 days, 2 simple freaking days. I dropped 400 SR. I dropped all the way to 2,650, as you could tell from my styles video. And in that video, I was about 2,600 around there in my Stylosa video, and a lot of people thought I was a carried diamond. A lot of people thought I was a false diamond, that I got carried throughout the whole competitive scene and everything like that, or I got lucky in my placement games. And then I made a video kind of a little bit defending myself, but not really attacking anybody. And that just kind of sets up to what I want to talk about, which is getting carried in Overwatch, because this is one of the first competitive video games that I played that you honestly can't really get carried. And I played a lot of Call of Duty. I played a lot of Call of Duty competitively, and Call of Duty is one of those games where you can get carried because it's a 4v4 rather than an Overwatch where it's a 6v6. But the biggest difference between Call of Duty competitive and Overwatch competitive is that Overwatch competitive, you have specialized roles. If you're a Lucio, you're mainly a heal, you're not a DPS. But if you're someone like a Reaper, you're heavy DPS, but you're not really a healer. In Call of Duty, you just kill people, honestly. You just point and shoot, and if someone has a lot better skill at pointing and shooting and better on the sticks than you are, then yeah, they can carry their team to victory. They're going to get a lot of kills. They just have to kill 2 people, and then at that point, it's a 2v4. In Overwatch, if you kill 2 people, yeah, you did something, but that doesn't mean that you carry the whole entire team to victory just because you killed those 2 people. You still got to worry about those 4 other people. It could be a Reinhardt, it could be a Zarya, it could be big heavy tanks. You probably took out maybe just an Anna or a Mercy or something. I don't know, something like that. But in Overwatch, you can't really carry a team to to victory. I was playing a competitive game last night, and I don't know what the team comp. It was a pretty meta team comp I was made, obviously. And there was a Reinhardt, there was like an Anna, a Zarya, but there was also a Hanzo on the team. Now, my theory is play whatever hero you want. It's a video game, dude. Play whatever hero you want to play if you're gonna have fun with it, and if you're good with them especially. I would take a God Hanzo over a mediocre Reinhardt or something like that, or even an Anna or a Zarya. I'll take that any day. But there was a kid in the game, and he was saying, oh my god, we're totally carrying this Hanzo, because we were spanking the other team. I'm not gonna lie. We were doing real well. My walls were on point. The Anna was healing us, and this kid was like, oh, we're totally carrying this Hanzo to victory. He's not doing anything for the team. But honestly, if we were carrying the Hanzo, it would be a 5v6, and it's very hard to try to win an Overwatch competitive game when it's a 5v6. So literally, if the Hanzo was just in the back, literally just touching himself, it would not be a very good game. One person would take one of our players out, whether it was that Zarya or maybe even the Ana, and then they would just steamroll fourth. If we have that extra Hanzo, that means we got scatter arrows, that means we got wall hacks because of his eco arrow. I don't know, I don't play a lot of Hanzo, and maybe he's getting the picks off on like the Mercy or the Ana. So really, we're not carrying him. He is a very vital factor in our team composition. So that's just a little story I want to talk about, and why I hate when people say, oh, we're totally carrying this Widowmaker, we're totally carrying this Genji. It's like, no, I'm sure they're doing something for the team comp. If we're winning, then just be happy that we're winning. And my next point that I do want to make is solo queue in Overwatch, because when I play competitive Overwatch, I always play solo queue, and this is probably one of the biggest downfalls of why I lost 400 SR and why everyone accused me of being a false diamond, is because like I said, I always play solo queue, so that means I always get put up with randoms. That means that I kind of have a dice roll of how the game is going to go out. Some games you do phenomenally well, and some games you just do terribly bad. That was such a bad use of adjectives, but that's probably how my 400 SR kind of dropped a little bit and why people thought I was a false diamond or a carry diamond. It's like, no, first of all, I was playing solo queue the whole entire season except for like 5 games, but when it comes to Overwatch, it's sometimes inconsistent and sometimes you will just have those bad days, and that is one of the greatest things about Overwatch and the worst things about Overwatch. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you have your good days and you have your bad days, and the bad days will trump over all the other good days, except for yesterday for me because I was able to climb all the way back up to 3K, but I specifically remember those 2 days that I dropped 400 SR. I dropped all the way with playing with golds and people in their placement games. That's how far I dropped. And that's just what you get for playing solo queue in Overwatch. Sometimes you're just going to have those bad days that really do affect your SR rating, and you just really shouldn't worry about that all too much. Sure, I was 2,600 or whatever. I was in the 2,600 mark, but I knew my worth. I knew I was a diamond. I knew I was 3K, and I knew I could even be higher than a diamond if I were to do better in the next season or whatever. You just have to know your worth and know that, yeah, people will judge you, especially if you get put on a YouTube channel that has over 400,000 subscribers. Yeah, people are gonna judge you, call you trash, but you really shouldn't worry about that all too much. It was tough looking at those comments and seeing that, oh, you're a carry diamond, when I knew my story, I knew my worth. I'm not hung up. I promise you, I'm really not hung up on those comments, even though I keep mention no, seriously, I'm not hung up on those comments, but really, you just have to know, if you have those bad days, realize that it was just a bad day, but know your worth and just realize tomorrow's a brand new day and a brand new time to get back up in the ladders. So that was just my video. I just wanted to talk about being carried in Overwatch, because really, it's really hard to consistently be carried all the way up to diamond. It is just so hard, because if you're a gold player that is in diamond but really belongs in gold, it's just so hard to stay like that, man. I promise you. So either way, just a quick little video talk about getting carried in Overwatch. Let me know, give me your stories about getting carried in Overwatch. Were you the one carrying, or were you the one being carried? I would like to know. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. The Chinese New Year event is coming out tomorrow, so get ready for that. I love you guys, and bye.